and welcome to Your Business TV, television with information that's positive and uplifting. My name is Laura Hartman, and I am your host. Today, we have a wonderful guest joining us who is a hairdresser and esthetician. She's going to help bring some beauty tips and advice for all of us today, men and women. So without further ado, please welcome to the show, Kathy Giselle Moser. Welcome to the show, Kathy. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this is great. I think there are a lot of men and women out there that need your advice. So let's go ahead and first, how did you, because I introduced you as a hairstylist and esthetician, how did you get involved in that, or what made you want to go into that field?
Oh gosh. So I started education with hairstyling, cosmetology, actually when I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I got out of high school. I basically went and took my state board for my hairstylist license, and I started working right away. I knew what I wanted to do. So yeah, I just kind of dove in right when I was done with high school.
Okay. So how many years did you do hair? And speaking of high school, we went to high school together.
Oh,
yeah. And I graduated with your sister. And I remember that there was like a hair school or a beauty school that our school was involved with doing that. I don't know if they do that anymore.
Yeah, I feel so fortunate that I was able to do that. And in high school, they did offer the classes, but I do know that now they don't. So
they don't. Wow. So,
yeah. So I was able to do it just with my, high school education. And like I said, I just started working right away in my hometown.
Right. That's great. So then you got into skincare and going to school for that. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So, I was a hairstylist at a very young age, and I absolutely love my job. I mean, to be in this industry, you really do need to love what you do, communicating with, clientele, keeping up with continuing education with, being a hairstylist.
Sure.
I absolutely loved it. One of the most gratifying things I think of being a hairstylist and esthetician is that you are helping people feel good about themselves. I mean, I just absolutely love it. Somebody gets out of your chair, has a huge smile on their face, and you were a part of that. So yeah, about 10 years ago, I went through a really difficult time in my life, and I needed to find something that I could offer my clients more and make a little bit more income.
Okay.
So I went back to school. I was a single mom. I had a full-time job doing hair. And I went to aesthetic school part-time. It took me a year to get through it, but I was able to offer skincare to my clients too. So it was just great. I mean, I was working in a salon where they offered that. And yeah, I just was super interested in that as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of salons that offer the hair and the nail and the skincare and the lashes and the whole works. So you ended up moving down to Florida. So tell us about your big move and how you went from, I'm sure you had years of customers that you kept back here or, in Virginia where I live, and then had to start from scratch down in Florida.
Yeah, so it's, very different here in Florida than Virginia. I did leave a huge full-base clientele to come down to Florida and start a new life with my husband. I just got married a year ago.
Congratulations.
I looked at different salons down here and I couldn't really find a good match. So I decided to open my own little studio down in my basement, and I got off to a really good start. I've only been living here for a year.
Okay.
My neighborhood was super supportive, but then COVID hit and all that disappeared. And it's a hard industry right now. A lot of people are backing off going and getting their hair done, their, facials. It's a very close connection working with a client that way.
Right.
So I decided to offer skincare and beauty tips and wellness with my clients and friends online. And that's been something that I'm not, have knowledge about, but it's been working out wonderful for me.
Oh, yeah. Great. So with COVID, I know at least for a while, nobody was going to any salons or doing any hair. People were doing it themselves. And there's a lot of videos online where you have hairstylists like watching the average, person doing their hair and he's, giving like tips or advice or, saying, wow, you did great. So there's been a lot of people doing their own stuff. So I'm sure with that happening, people are more apt to like reach out to you to, to get tips or to watch your tips on Facebook and to try stuff on their own,
Absolutely. It's like, I'm able to share, tips and products on my Facebook page. And not only that, my clientele that is in Virginia, I've been doing, some Zoom consultations with them, being able to see their skin and recommending products that way.
Right. So, I mean, that's great because like in Zoom, especially with their video feature, you can actually see pretty well, I'm sure, their skin type, and give them good recommendations. So speaking of skin, let's get into like some ingredients and products. So I think in the past few years, or, at least I look to products that have more natural ingredients. Mm-hmm. I've always had, somewhat like sensitive skin, but I'm, I feel better if there's more natural ingredients than, non, natural ingredients. So why don't you tell us like what is, what's the latest and greatest? What actually is good? What should people not be doing? And also, let's get into discussing how like COVID is for people that work from home, like myself. I've been a little more relaxed about skincare. And so, how can that become a problem?
All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So there's clearly, there's so many different skin types. For example, you saying you have sensitive skin, you want to stay away or you want to look for products that have, paraben free. A lot of people like products that are vegan, lots of clean ingredients. And that is also good for like people with acneic skin, kind of keeping it simple. I always kind of go with, if you look on the back of I think it's kind of the same thing with, food ingredients. I think it's the same thing with skin ingredients. If there's a ton of ingredients in there and you're looking for something natural, that's probably not the skincare line for you, the product for you. I am 53, so I do have a large part of my client base is for aging skin. Mm-hmm. I do like to look for some active ingredients in some of my skincare, like, vitamin C. That's really good for evening out your skin tone, making your skin look bright. Hyaluronic is really good for plumping your skin.
The hyaluronic acid.
Yeah. Hyaluronic. Yep. You want to look for, one of my favorite products right now has ethocin in it, and that's really good for firming and smoothing out your skin. It produces elastin in your skin.
What was that called? Sorry.
Ethocin.
Ethocin. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that produces elastin in your skin. So as we age, our skin gets a little looser. So this is going to help promote elastin in your skin to deliver firmness. Number one ingredient, I'm living here in Florida, and you really want to, especially your daily moisturizers, you want SPF. I know that's not like a super exciting ingredient,
sure,
but we all need to have knowledge about that. You want UVB, UVA protection. And another really important one, especially right now with our kids going to school online, is UVB. That's protecting your skin from blue light. That can be very damaging to your skin too. So on your phone, our kids are, on the computer a lot. So
wow, I never really heard about that one. I'm on the computer all the time.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of new, science and technology to kind of look out for in our skincare.
Wow. Well, that's pretty fascinating about UVB. I mean, that's totally new, and I'm on the computer all the time. So, I just ordered some products from you, and do those products that I order from you have protection? I know that I do have the UVA one, but what you do sell the ones for the UVB as well?
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Or do they combine the two? Do they combine it? Or should you do if you're going to be indoors one day, use the UVB and you're going to be on the computer, or if you're going to be outside, use the UVA, or is it all combined?
The ones that you have, it is kind of separate. Like if you do know that you're going to be in front of a computer all day long, use the one for the blue light. And then, I
need that. I need that.
Yes.
Okay. I work in IT full time. I'm in front of the computer all the time. So wow.
Okay. So your skincare line too is a very clean skincare line. It's vegan,
right?
It's gluten-free, so it really fits with people that have sensitive skin, if they have allergies to certain things.
Yes. Yeah.
I think you're really going to like that line.
Yeah. Well, I've already tried the, the facial wash and the toner, and, so I've been, the last couple of days trying that out since I just got it. So, I mean, so far so good. Hopefully we'll see a big improvement in the next month or so, or however long it takes to to show, especially with the firming stuff. I need all the firming I can get.
As we age, we all need that.
I know. Well, I'm 55, so it's so anyway, I mean, I'm appreciative that I came across you on Facebook just because you went to the same high school, but it's good to get educated in this, and especially, like I was saying in COVID, I've just been so relaxed, just not even, I'll wash my face with soap and water and that's it, and not moisturize. So when people do that, like me, or what I was doing before, what problems can arise if it's just soap and water and you don't do anything?
I think, many people are experiencing getting off their daily routines, and skincare is one of them.
Yeah.
I would encourage people to, even though that we're home, I think there's so many things that we can think about for self-care, and, skincare is one of them. I think if, you get out of your routine, you're going to notice your skin kind of getting, dull looking. I have had so many of my clients, especially in the last 3 months, ask me, how do I get my glow back? Keep up with using your SPF. A lot of people kind of are discouraged to exfoliate, and, you can over exfoliate, but if you do it, twice a week and get rid of those dead skin cells on the surface, we want to continue to do that. And another thing that I think is really important, and I try to encourage people, it's not only, using your skincare, it's taking care of your bodies within, eating healthy foods, making sure that you're drinking enough water to hydrate your skin. And, another thing with everything that's happening in the world today is some people, this can be a really depressing time for some people. But I think also, it's, it's beauty within. It's beauty with, how we think, trying to keep positive and being kind. And then there's beauty with taking care of our skin with products as well.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, what about, I think that foods make a difference too.
Absolutely. All your carrots and blueberries and strawberries, a lot of your bright colored fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
Will bring a glow to your skin as well.
What about like nuts? Because I know like in the past, like there was one point, and I should probably get back to doing this, but I was like nuts and berries and water, that was like my snack. That was my go-to snack. And like after doing that for a while, people were like commenting on my skin. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, Yeah. And I wasn't thinking that I was doing anything, but I think it does really have, it has a lot to do with it as well.
Absolutely. There's so many antioxidants and vitamin C and, in so many different fruits and vegetables. So again, what we're consuming is going to show on the outside as well. If we eat a bunch of, junk food, and I'm not saying that I don't ever do that, but if we nourish our bodies with, things that are going to help our bodies within, it's going to show on the outside as well.
Sure. Yeah. It'll also probably make you feel better too.
Absolutely.
Because if you're eating junk food over and over and over, it's going to, make you feel worse. And I think we've all been through that, where we've had our times where whether you've been through like a breakup or, work stuff, and you're just like,
right.
So you don't just do the products that you sell like the, those little roller things. I've seen the roller things for the face. Can you tell us what that is? Because I haven't got a clue. I haven't really looked into that. I'm not one of those follower of skincare. No offense.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah, but is that like something to really have? And then you have like these things that people put for like their chin, to give themselves a facelift and.
So a couple different skincare devices that I absolutely love. This skincare device, the head on it rotates in opposite directions, and it's flat, and it's made out of silicone, so it doesn't harbor any bacteria. But the head on the skincare device that I use is it connects with your skin, causing a very gentle lifting and dropping effect, lifting all the toxins and dirt out of your skin and dropping in anti-ingredients of your cleanser. So what does that mean? It means that, you're stimulating collagen. You're cleaning out all the toxins and dirt out of your skin. It shrinks pore size. I absolutely love it. It's been kind of like a game changer for me, and a lot of my clients have noticed huge, wonderful results with it.
So do you use it like before you wash your skin? So it's like where, you have a dirty face, even with the makeup, and you just like rolling your face.
Yeah. So, a couple people do it, different ways. If you have a lot of makeup on you can do one cleanse. And then when you use the facial device, you use a cleanser that goes with it specific to your skin.
Oh, so you put the cleanser on the rolling device on it. Okay. I wasn't in the pictures, and what I've seen online, it looks just like a little roller, like you're massaging your face and like there's nothing else to it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense then. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It works. The cleanser and the facial device work together.
So use a cleansing brush. Like you have those little electronic brushes where you use like a scrubber. Use that.
Yeah, it's not a scrubber. There's no bristles on it. Bristles can be very harmful. To your skin. They actually do more harm than good. Like I said, this is just something. This is a head made out of silicone. It's hard for me to explain. I don't have it with me right now, but like I said, it rotates in opposite directions, and that causes it to gently connect with your skin. So it's actually, it's cleaning toxins, it's stimulating collagen, it's shrinking your pore size, it's creating volume. So over time, using this device, you use it 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. It's actually,
it makes a big difference.
It really does. And the other one that I'm talking about is a microcurrent device. So the microcurrent connects with the fluid in your skin. So that is basically kind of retraining the underneath muscle in your skin. So you actually see results using this microcurrent device after your very first use. So that's really for, lifting and toning your skin. amazing, amazing. I use that twice a week, and I use
Wow.
my facial device every day.
Okay, those are things I'm going to have to look into.
Yeah.
Those will be my next purchases from you.
Great too, because I did facials for 10 years. It's so nice to be able to offer somebody that they can do at home in the convenience of their home.
So, stupid question. So, like, if you have these devices at home and you're using all the products, then what's going to be is that going to take away, clientele from going to salons? Although I think people still want to be pampered,
Absolutely. I mean, there's a huge difference between, like you think about washing your hair and then, you doing it, let alone going into a hair salon and having somebody wash your hair. It feels completely different. It's the same thing with taking care of your skin and, being pampered. And,
sure.
It might right now, it has given me an opportunity financially and being able to help my clientele with being able to take care of their skin right now.
Yeah.
My gosh, I was in the salon for 33 years. I hope that all does get back to normal for people. I think it will, but right now it's been a really good thing for me and my clientele.
Sure. And also the comfort of being in your own home to be able to talk to you virtually online, like on Zoom, and say, hey, and it also gives you more privacy. So I think that's a plus, that's a bonus, right?
Absolutely, for me and for my my clientele. It's a one-on-one. It's just it's still very an intimate conversation about skincare.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about collagen, okay? Because I think that's been in the news lately, or like in the past year or so, for like bone, but also like skin. So is that one of the products that you sell? And on commercials you hear that a lot of the reasons for people getting wrinkles is because they're losing collagen, like the natural collagen that's produced in your body. So do you recommend people taking collagen to help with that and other parts of your body?
Yeah. So me personally, I do not offer that, but do I think it's super, super important? Absolutely. Do I take collagen every single day? Absolutely.
Oh.
And yeah, I would love to, share, what brand. I've used a lot of different ones, and I came across one that I absolutely love. I use it in my coffee every single day. And I think it's super important because that you're 100% right. As we get older, we lose collagen. When that happens, we lose, elasticity in our skin, and with this, that causes sagging and that glow again,
right. So do you think that it's something that like somebody in their 20s and 30s and 40s should start taking, or like when is a good point where people should start taking collagen if they choose to do so?
Yeah, my personal opinion, I would say, I think that's, and I'm not speaking so much for men, I know women start losing collagen when they go through like premenopause, that's when I started using it. I don't know, technically if I could say, whether a 20-year-old, I have a 20-year-old daughter, I wouldn't recommend her to take collagen right now. She's not lacking it.
Okay.
Right.
So it could be based upon hormones, and in that case, probably for men like in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So probably the same for both.
I
guess when men start balding and
right.
not to pick on the guys, and speaking of the guys, I imagine that you have some tips for men, because men's skin is going to be different than women's, right?
That's right. So men's skin is just, basically it's tougher than women. They don't wrinkle like we do. Our skin is more delicate. So with men, I have actually had a lot of men since I've been here in Florida. I had a lot of clients that were men that came in for facials. They were concerned about their skin, but then of course they like the pampering as well.
Yeah.
But I would say for men, the number one thing I would say is using SPF and exfoliate, and use, a lot of men will just use bars of soap. I know my husband was guilty of that, and I had to, educate him on how important it is to use, good skincare. So,
okay. All right. Speaking of bars of soap, in the back of my mind, even though I use your cleanser and the toner and everything else, and in the back of my mind, it just feels like I'm not going to get clean unless I use soap. And I've always had that mindset, even though I know the cleanser is a cleanser and it's going to clean my skin. But do you find other people, they have that train of thought? Or am I the only one?
You're definitely not the only one. I come across, like the younger generation will get into that kind of habit. Although I think a lot of the younger generation is definitely into clean ingredients.
Yeah.
I love. And then the older generation that will say they're using, Dove soap. That can be very harsh on your skin, So but I totally get what you're saying about,
right.
You get a few habits and it's like, okay, well, and I think when you do make that switch is when you notice a change in your skin.
Yeah.
There's no active ingredients in a bar of soap that's going to help with aging skin.
Sure.
There's no vitamin C in a bar of soap. There's no, active ingredients it's going to help you with acne in a bar of soap. That's my opinion. But yeah.
Well, that makes, it's a solid, or even liquid where what about like essential oils or like the type of soaps that I've bought and have been like the ones that are made with like apricot or, coconut. Then I tend to buy more natural.
Yeah.
But
now when I say that, okay, so there's bars of soap that are for your body.
Right.
And then there's bars of soap with what you're saying is for your face with natural ingredients in it. Like you said, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. No.
Okay.
It's finding something that works with your skin.
Right. Okay. Now, speaking of body parts, do you sell like body washes that are like also like anti-aging and, have the same type of protection, that you talk for your face?
Yeah. I have a couple. I have some loofahs that are really good for exfoliating your skin. Again, it's the same thing. I just talked about, making sure that you exfoliate your face a couple times a week. I think it's important to do that with your body too, to, get off that, the dead skin cells. So when you do put moisturizer on and stuff, it's going into deeper layers of your skin so you can get that shine back. I also have a couple firming creams that I absolutely love. I use it, on my neck and my arms, and, I have not come across very many women that don't need a little bit of firming, and, we all our skin is more delicate. So,
yes.
That's why in women you see, our little, bumps and cellulite on our legs. So this is a hibiscus firming cream that I really like a lot.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's any other body, I have a lot of, hydrating lotions. I have a body butter that is really good for stretch marks, people that suffer from eczema. Babies can use this for diaper rash, and I really like it. I'd have to go back and look. There is an ingredient in it that actually helps with mosquitoes. So I'd like to use it here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I usually don't I keep it in my car. So, but yeah.
Okay. Now the mosquito is like a moisturizer with mosquito
It's a moisturizer, and it is not sold as a mosquito repellent at all.
but it repels.
Keep away. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I needed that yesterday when I went kayaking. I wasn't expecting mosquitoes, and there was a spot where I was at, there were mosquitoes right before I saw a bear.
Oh boy. Well, you needed other repellents, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
exactly. So, okay. Well, do you have any other tips for people, or for the younger generation, they're going to be looking more for stuff for acne, I guess. But is there other stuff that they need to worry about now, in preparation for anti-aging type stuff? I mean, like, when I was 13 and my mom was using oil of Olay, I was like, I need to use that so I don't age.
Yeah.
At 13, So not that I kept up with it, but still, like, I'm sure, teenagers and young adults, I'm sure they have their own skincare treatment,
Yeah, absolutely. Our younger generation, like my daughter, she's a college student. They can't afford a lot of, high-end skincare lines, and it doesn't need to be that way. I offer skincare products for everybody's skin type and everybody's budget. Okay. One thing, a huge message out to the younger generation is you need to use SPF. And I remember, when I was a teenager, I never used it. And
I know we used baby oil back then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think, in today's world, it's talked about a lot more. So I think the younger generation is getting better about that, but they still have a lot to learn. You don't think about, 20 years and, what is my skin going to look like, but you will not regret it if you continue to use SPF.
Okay. Speaking of skin damage, because I've got a lot of freckles from being in the sun too much in my past, also hereditary. But so do you have products for skin damage?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
and what are signs that people can look for that they do have sun damage? Is it just like the age spots or what else?
Right. There's so many different types of hyperpigmentation that people, women that are pregnant get a condition, I think it's called melasma. And that's very, noticeable. Sometimes it goes away after pregnancy. Sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, and then that you've got age spots from, just aging, and then you've got spots from being in the sun.
Right.
Yes. So you want to look for active ingredients in products that can help with evening out your skin tone. Usually with something like that, though, is you need to continue to use that. And that's where, med spas and stuff come in, where they can do deeper treatments for you. But skincare can definitely help to lighten that. Even your skin tone. Yeah.
And that could even include, I have some friends who were on birth control pills for years, and so it puts like those big splotches on their faces. So, and that, it's bad enough that people have to, especially women, have all these insecurities about, how we look. So products like yours can really help.
Oh, yeah. I've had great results with what I use, and so have my clients. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So for people who have gone through, had skin cancer, we've talked about preventative, but what about post skin cancer? You have products that will be more sensitive to their skin needs, especially if they've been through chemo or radiation, all that.
Yeah, I think, because I have a couple clients that have gone through cancer and going through chemo, they have to be careful with, ingredients that are going to would have any kind of alteration to their skin with what they're experiencing with chemo.
Sure.
So that's definitely when doesn't matter what age, to keep up with their skincare regimen, I would just recommend something with all clean ingredients.
Okay. Yeah.
Until they're through it, and then they can get into, something else. That would be the recommendation.
Right. And also, just because I have an aunt who had skin cancer, and I know a couple other people that had skin cancer. So just like with other types of cancer, when you go through chemo, it can change your hair. Yeah. It also changes your skin type, or it can change like you always, maybe you had like, normal skin all your life, and then all of a sudden your skin's like dry or oily,
That's right. I mean, so many different side effects, and everybody has different side effects. But yeah, with the skin cancer, that would be, something that they would have to follow from their doctor. But sure, if somebody came to me that was going through skin cancer, any kind of cancer that had, being on medication, whatever, I would just stick with clean ingredients.
Got it.
In your skincare line.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been great and very informative.
Oh, good. There's nothing more I like talking about. Well, I shouldn't say. I have kids, I have my husband, but I love skincare. I love beauty and wellness. And it's so gratifying.
Right. And it definitely shows on you, because you're so beautiful and radiant, and, I want to be that way. So I'm glad I ordered products from you. But where can people find out, more about you, maybe make an appointment virtually online to talk about their skin issues so you can help them?
Absolutely. So my biggest clientele base and where you can reach me is on my beauty and wellness page. It's Beauty and Wellness with Catherine, and that is on Facebook. And my main Facebook page is Kathy Jerschley Moser.
Okay, you'll see that up on the screen, and so people can contact you. So
yeah,
and can people email you, or
absolutely,
okay, or message you on Facebook to
anything. Anybody can reach out to me with my cell phone. Anything. I'm happy to help anybody.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.